Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Universe Mode on the JPG channel. Of course, we are back here on Monday Night Raw. And we are starting things off with the prize fighter himself, the returning, I should say, Kevin Owens, the man that returned last week and got right in the face of the Viper, of the undisputed WWE champion, that being Randy Orton, and I mean, clear as day, making his intentions well known to the Viper, letting him know that he is still every bit of the prize fighter that he always has been, and that he is eyeing the greatest prize in sports today. Kevin Owens starting our show in singles action against Chad Gable, of all people. Chad Gable looking to branch out on his own. Obviously, he was drafted away from his Alpha Academy pupils, as he would call them, Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree. Those three landed on SmackDown. Chad Gable was drafted to Monday Night Raw solely. So we're going to see what Chad Gable is made of. I mean, he has gotten the Kurt Angle comparison in the past, and I see where the similarities, are being recognized for sure. Not only being an Olympic athlete, and all that, but just the charisma alone as well. I can definitely see the comparisons. But, a guy like Kurt Angle, it's very hard to live up to a person like that. He did so much for our sport and so much when he was a part of the sport that, like I said, very hard to live up to those expectations. But Chad Gable is certainly going to try. I mean, he's in there with, I don't even want to say it, I don't know if he is officially the number one contender for Randy Orton's WWE Championship, but he certainly looked like he wanted to jump the line last week when he got in the face of Randy Orton after Orton put away the American Dragon Bryan Danielson to close our show out last week. Owens going for an early cover here. Gable gets the shoulder out at one, though, and now Kevin Owens going to attack the hand. And this is the first time we've seen Kevin Owens in quite some time, really. I mean, of course, him and Sami Zayn lost those World Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. Look at this. Oh, going caution to the wind, but Gable able to get out of harm's way. Big drop kick to Kevin Owens, and now he's going to go for an early cover on Owens. Owens pops the shoulder at one, though. And now, wait a minute. Chad Gable, though, snap mirror off the ropes. Big kick right to the face of Kevin Owens. And this is exactly what Chad Gable wants to do. He wants to keep the momentum at his pace, really. He wants to control the pace of this match. Kevin Owens is a very unorthodox competitor for his size, and that's not even me trying to make any fun of his size. But, look at this. He just grabbed a hold of him in a crossface absolutely out of nowhere. Kevin Owens can turn up the pace in a moment's notice. He can also get as extreme as anybody, as the best of them can. And look at this beautiful belly-to-belly suplex from Chad Gable, completely just throwing Owens off his feet in a second one for good measure. Chad Gable letting the crowd know that he appreciates their them. Oh my goodness, suicide dive. He appreciates them participating in his antics here tonight, as Gable just ran head first, suicide dive, and now just threw Kevin Owens spine first into the barricade. As now Gable just looks to get back into the ring, grab a hold of that ankle. Just wrenching at the ankle of Kevin Owens is Chad Gable, of course, eventually going to be setting up for that ankle lock that we've seen Gable utilize before. Like I said, the comparisons to Kurt Angle, he's not defeating the allegations, that's for sure. Remember when Jason Jordan was revealed as Kurt Angle's illegitimate son? Everybody said it should have been Chad Gable. I mean, like I said, the comparisons are a mile long. And Gable really turning up the intensity right now, though. Taking it right to Kevin Owens. Like I said, a man that literally, his moniker is Fight Owens Fight. This man, all he knows is fighting. And Chad Gable is trying to bring the fight to him. And now look at this. Oh my God, a huge flying headbutt. Gable has completely caught Owens off guard in the early goings of this match. Like I said, this is exactly what Gable wants, though, is to control the pace however he wants to keep it, really, and keep Owens grounded for sure as well, because you never know what Owens can do while he's on his feet. I mean, this guy is deceptively athletic for his size. And now look at this, Chad Gable with a big suplex. Again, thanking the crowd. This is an absolute masterclass of professional wrestling that we are seeing from Chad Gable. He just seems to have a little bit of a big head on his shoulders about literally anything that he does in that ring. And now look at this. That might come back to bite him, because now Kevin Owens is starting to feel it. Oh my God, a stunner out of nowhere. A stunner out of nowhere, and that just shut Chad Gable up for good. Kevin Owens, that is how quickly he could put somebody away and turn the match on its head. But wait a minute, we have a Viper behind him. I was going to say, we had a Viper getting ready to come down to the ring, but Orton clearly not taking too kindly to Owens getting in his face last week, and now the stomping commences by the WWE Champion himself. Clearly left the title in the back tonight, but Orton always gets the last laugh, always has to, one up the mind games. That is for sure. He just did that. Kevin Owens, Chad Gable was putting on a masterclass as far as wrestling, as far as a basic wrestling match is concerned, but at the end of the day, like I said, he hit that stunner out of nowhere. Gable didn't even see it coming, and it was night for Mr. Gable. We're going to have to, see what Gable can produce next time we see him, but we're moving on because our Intercontinental Champion is in the house. Main event, Jey Uso is now in your city, as the theme song says, folks. And as promised, Jey Uso is in the building and ready to compete. And tonight he has a pretty interesting challenge. The debuting Wes Lee has stepped up to the plate.
Making his way to the ring from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, the WWE Intercontinental Champion.
We've seen this before, folks. I mean, a number of weeks ago, Jey Uso actually took on another fresh face here on Monday Night Raw, that being Trick Williams, a man that almost qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match last week during the triple threat match with Ilya Dragunov and Dijak. Of course, Dragunov came out with his hands raised in victory and looks to find himself into the ladder match at London. But nonetheless, this is Jey Uso giving those opportunities, to these new guys, these new coming faces. He recognizes that these guys are the future. He wants to get in the ring with the future before anybody else can. And the fact that he is Intercontinental Champion now, it just raises the stakes even higher. Like, imagine if Wes Lee is somehow able to put away Jey Uso here tonight. That would do wonders, not only for the career on Wes Lee here on the main roster, but you have to believe he'd be owed an Intercontinental Championship match eventually. And here comes the publicly named Cardiac Kid. Earned that nickname down in NXT because of his speed, his quickness, but more importantly, his heart. This guy right here has a ton of heart. Wes Lee is, I don't know, man. If I had to compare him to somebody over on SmackDown, it'd be a Sami Zayn. That's how much heart this man has. I mean, it takes a lot to take Wes Lee down, and it takes even more to keep him down. Wes Lee is a fighter in every sense of the word, and he has a heart of stone. But look at this, Jey Uso taking right to Wes Lee. Just as I said, Uso does recognize the future, but he also recognizes that there are a lot of people gunning for him right now with that Intercontinental Championship around his waist. Wes Lee has to be in that conversation, as well as now Jey Uso catches the boots of Wes Lee. He goes straight for the leg of Lee. Now stomp to the arm. Like I said, you cannot really, undersell how big of an opportunity this is for a guy like Wes Lee. Could make his name in a night, and especially with lightning. Oh my goodness, lightning fast, lightning quick offense just like that. Wes Lee now turned that match on its head. And it might have just turned Jey Uso on his head. Now sends him off the ropes. And now, wait a minute. What's Wes Lee got planned here? Again, Jey Uso caught the boot. Going for an early cover. I got to believe there's a lot more left in Wes Lee, though. I mean, I know a lot of you have probably not seen him work. But, man, you trust me, his work speaks for itself. As now he sends Jey Uso out in front of us on the announce table. But wait a minute. Oh, I thought Wes Lee was going to take to the skies real quick, but Jey Uso shut that down pretty quickly. Now, one thing Jey Uso is going to have over Wes Lee is a strength advantage, that's for sure. Wes Lee, he's not the biggest guy in the room, but like I said, his heart makes up for it. Going for another cover, Wes Lee refuses to let Jey Uso get his shoulders down for more than a 1 count, as now he reverses once again, and oh my god, a rolling elbow right to the face of Jey Uso. And now wait a minute, off the ropes, beautiful Hurricane Rana. Wes Lee wasting no time, pin the Intercontinental Champion. Jey Uso kicks out at 1. Like I said, lightning quick offense this man has. Big super kick. Imagine super kicking Jey Uso himself, and oh my god. Oh, I don't know who got the worst end of that. Wes Lee just absolutely collided with Jey Uso. But wait a minute. Oh! Just spiked Jey Uso right on his head. And it looked like there's blood flowing on the forehead of Jey Uso. Just spiked him with a poison Rana. When's the last time Jey Uso has been dumped on his head like that? Wes Lee is bringing the fight to Jey Uso. And now, wait a minute, wasting absolutely no time. What the hell's he got planned here? A variation of a 619. I've never seen that before. Oh, follows it up with some innovative springboard offense. This might do it right here. Jey Uso gets the shoulder at 2. Wes Lee just turned this match quite literally on its head, as now Jey Uso catches a second attempt at a super kick and feeds him a lariat for his troubles. And now Jey Uso trying to get this back in his favor, as Wes Lee has clearly caught the Yeet Master off guard here tonight. And now Jey Uso back in control, it looks like. But just as I say that, Wes Lee trips the leg. And now look at this moonsault. I love these covers after every move. Wes Lee realizes, that's just going to exhaust Jey Uso. And a guy like Wes Lee, I don't think does get exhausted. Look at this tilt-a-whirl DDT. Again, spiking Jey Uso right on his head. And now full head of steam, but Jey Uso might have suckered him in that time. Elbow right to the face for Wes Lee's troubles. And now Jey Uso, man, that blood is dripping down his face. I'm not exactly sure what caught him and at what point in the match he started bleeding. But yeah, there's definitely a nasty gash on Jey Uso's forehead, but that is the fighting champion that Jey Uso is. He's going to continue on. As now, look at this. Throwing them ones up, letting them know he is the one. Look at... Oh, I was going to say, he was giving us a little bit of a tease, I guess. Didn't fully commit to the process, but you damn sure Wes Lee will. As now, look at this, Jey Uso. Oh no, Wes Lee caught him. Look, oh my God, what a kick. And now look at this, looks to follow up with a moonsault, but Jey Uso moves out of harm's way there. But Wes Lee still a ton of fight left in this guy. Another rolling elbow. I believe that's what caught Jey Uso last time. Wes Lee wasting little to no time to get up on that top rope. Big frog splash. Eat your heart out, Eddie Guerrero. Jey Uso might be done here. No, gets the shoulder at 2. Man, everybody in this damn crowd is going to know who the hell Wes Lee is after this match, man. He has made that abundantly clear. As now, look at this. Now we're going to see Wes Lee take to the sky. Suicide dive. Takes out main event Jey Uso. And now it's Wes Lee doing a little bit of a, a little reenactment of throwing the one in the sky, letting Jey Uso know that he's the future one. He's the one that y'all need to look out for, damn near. Now look at this. Wes Lee trying to go off the ropes, but Jey Uso caught him. And wait a minute. Oh my goodness, the air that he just got off that Hurricane Rana. Now what the hell else does Wes Lee have planned here? Hooks both arms. Oh my goodness gracious. Tiger Driver 98-1. Only gets a 1 count off that. Jey Uso completely taken aback by this, man. But he should have done his homework. I would have thought that he would have done his homework. And find out who the hell Wes Lee actually is. And now Jey Uso once again trying to control the pace, but it's so hard against a man that's so quick like Wes Lee. But might have caught him here. Count of 2. Wes Lee kicks at 2 though. And now it's Jey Uso trying to get back up on... Oh no, wait a minute. Wes Lee's already back on his feet. He's meeting the champ before the champ can meet him. And look at this. Throws those M's down. That's a signal for MSK, an old tag team of Wes Lee's and NXT, and beautiful turnout, spin out Hurricane Rana there from Wes Lee. He is bringing the fight, and oh my God, what a super kick. To pin the Intercontinental, I think it's a 1 count, Jey Uso. That was a statement in itself right there. And now, wait a minute, Wes Lee goes off the ropes, catches him with a springboard stunner. Not done there yet, as now Wes Lee still trying to keep this match in his favor. I mean, this is absolutely impressive nonetheless to say, man, because you would not have thought Wes Lee would have gotten 95% of the offense here, but oh my God! A Hurricane Rana off of the tippy top rope. 1, 2. You wouldn't even have to really color me surprised at this point if Wes Lee walks out with this hand raised in victory after what we've seen, folks, man. Jey Uso clearly ill-prepared here tonight. And now look at this. Oh no, he didn't get all of it. Wes Lee did not get all of it, and he might have crashed and burned a little bit, but now he's going off the ropes. Oh, but he gets met by a super kick. And just like the Kevin Owens match before this, how he turned that match around real quick with a stunner, made Chad Gable sleep with the fishes. Jey Uso just turned this match around with a super kick directly to the jaw. And now it's Uso going to work, looking to show Wes Lee exactly why he's the Intercontinental Champion. And why Wes Lee is having to prove himself against Jey Uso. Oh my goodness gracious. And now Jey Uso looks to capitalize on this wounded opponent as Wes Lee just lays there kind of lifeless. Jey Uso, he might not know exactly where the hell he's at. He's been hit with everything but the kitchen sink in this match, courtesy of Wes Lee. But Jey Uso is all too familiar with the top rope. Uso splash coming down onto Wes Lee to pin Wes Lee. No, wait a minute. Wes Lee kicks out at 2.5. Drops the elbow once again. Man, you are starting to see the walking epitome of the Cardiac Kid himself. He just kicked out of Jey Uso's, quite possibly his biggest hit that he could really throw at you. As now look at this. Beautiful back suplex neck breaker combination. Is that going to get the job done? Count of 1, 2. No, Wes Lee gets the shoulder again. I can't even talk at this point, man. Wes Lee is absolutely amazing. Wait a minute. Caught him in a roll-up. Out of nowhere. 1, 2. Only a 1 count. Only a 1 count. Jey Uso still has some fight left in here. But for how long, man? He's already bloodied. He's already pretty beaten up as it is. Wes Lee now going to the top rope. Wait a minute. Makes Jey Uso think about it. Caught him. Caught him right with an elbow. What the hell is he going for? Springboard. Oh, not Poison Rana. Canadian Destroyer. Springboard Canadian Destroyer from... Oh, how the hell did Jey Uso just kick out at 1? A springboard Canadian Destroyer? Are you kidding me? What the hell is he going to do next? A Fosbury flop? Of course he is. Spaceman Plancha from Wes Lee, damn it. Wes Lee has arrived on Monday Night Raw. And Jey Uso will forever remember the day that he met him. That is for sure. As look at this now. Wes Lee. Oh, no. Overshot it. Overshot it now. Oh! Spear out of nowhere to Wes Lee, putting the Cardiac Kid away. At the end of the day, it was Wes Lee's mistake that costed him. But like I said, you will forever remember. Wait a minute. That's Jimmy Uso. That's Jimmy Uso. He's attacking his brother. Jimmy Uso's oh, is this what this is about? Is this what this is about? This is what it has come to. The Intercontinental Championship singles goal getting in the way of two siblings' relationship. I mean, obviously the relationship was already kind of tarnished the Monday night after WrestleMania when Jimmy Uso planted that chair in the back of his brother, permanently stabbing his family in the back. Of course, Jey Uso would get his revenge in Puerto Rico by defeating Jimmy Uso, but clearly that story has not finished its that chapter has not finished just yet, because Jimmy Uso is back and clearly he has his eyes set on his brother's Intercontinental Championship. But man, oh live, I can't believe what we just saw out of Wes Lee, man. I really can't. Becky Lynch coming down the Roxanne Perez, you know, I would be confused, but I have to cast my mind back to last week. Becky Lynch was completely unprofessional in her match with Cora Jade, and Roxanne Perez, obviously Cora Jade's tag team partner and one of her best friends in this business, clearly not taking too kindly to Becky Lynch's actions and just laid out the man. She's scheduled for a match with Tegan Nox, and hell, if I'm Tegan Nox, I'm taking full advantage of this right here. Becky Lynch is a little bit worse for wear right now. Almost a little taste of Lynch's own medicine from last week when she didn't even win the match against Cora Jade. She beat her down and would not stop the assault until a count of 10 drawed the match out. As now look at this. Becky Lynch trying to get back into this thing, but Tegan Nox, like I said, this is something that I would take a full advantage of. But Becky Lynch, man, she's been through the toughest of fights. She's been in there with a Ronda Rousey. She's been in there with a Charlotte Flair. She's been in there with a Nia Jax. I mean, you name it, Lynch has done it. And that might have been a fatal mistake of Tegan Nox not capitalizing enough on Becky Lynch being hurt. As now look at this. Oh, overshot it though. Or maybe Tegan Nox was a little bit wiser beyond her years there and kind of just stayed down and saw Becky Lynch coming, because now Nox is back in control of this match. Imagine, I mean, obviously Becky Lynch isn't 100% now, but imagine if Tegan Nox did put Becky Lynch away here tonight. What that would do for Tegan Nox's career, she came back to Monday Night Raw as a team part of Dakota Kai, the reformation of Team Kick. But man, would she love to branch out on her own and win a singles women's championship here on Monday Night Raw. All starts if you pin the champion, man. You can almost basically demand a championship match at that point because you have the champion's number at that point. Beautiful dragon suplex from Tegan Nox, and Becky Lynch is completely worse for wear right now after the assault from Roxanne Perez. And I'm not even going to, I'm not even going to question it really, because it was just desserts really. Becky Lynch beat up her friend last week. Very uncalled for Becky Lynch to act like that to Cora Jade. And like I said, it's all this new like persona of Becky Lynch ever since defeating Rhea Ripley. It's almost like she has a chip on her shoulder. Finally turning that the page in her championship run after defeating Rhea Ripley for a second time. Like I said, it's like she has a chip on her shoulder and wants everybody in that locker room to realize, who the man is and who runs Monday Night Raw on the women's division, as she looks to remind Tegan Nox as well. Big elbow drop. Becky Lynch has quickly came back into this one as now she goes off the ropes. Oh my God, leg to neck. Nothing pretty about it, but effective nonetheless. Although it was perfect, picture perfect accuracy. Caught the boot of Tegan Nox now. And this is the assault that we saw last week on Cora Jade. Like I said, there's a bit of a chip on the shoulder of Becky Lynch after she finally kind of, rid herself of the demons that were in the form of Rhea Ripley, a woman that had her number and made her submit in the middle of the ring last year at SummerSlam. A woman that finds herself in the Money in the Bank ladder match. You might be seeing the rematch. We thought the trilogy was going to be it, but hell, she wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. Beautiful moonsault off the top rope from Becky Lynch. 1, 2. I was going to say, if Rhea Ripley wins the briefcase and Becky Lynch is still champion by SummerSlam, hell, I don't know, man. We might be seeing the fourth and final installment of that feud, of that rivalry. Becky Lynch clearly not 100%. She couldn't even get up after that single leg drop kick to the face, but Tegan Nox is in a place that she does not want to be, and that is in the peripheral of the WWE Women's Champion as Becky Lynch suicide dive out to the floor. And now Lynch throws Tegan Nox back into the ring. Might be all said and done here in a very short bit. It's funny because it didn't even look like Becky Lynch was attacked before this match began. Security had to take Roxanne Perez to the back. She was so incensed, so focused on getting some revenge on Becky Lynch. I mean, I don't think one single person could have peeled her away from the man. It took several officials. Knees to the back of Becky Lynch, though. Tegan Nox still in the fight, to her credit. And a kick right to the face, and Becky Lynch now back here playing a little bit of defense. Been a very fast-paced action type of night with Gable and Owens opening the show. Owens putting that thing away real quick with a stunner. Wes Lee making an absolute name for himself in a match with the Intercontinental Champion himself, Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso returning, letting his brother know that, hey, I see you got gold now. I want to run it back, brother versus brother, one last time. Put that Intercontinental Championship on the line. I mean, that's the body language that I at least read from that, because, I mean, beautiful European uppercut from Tegan Nox. He literally grabbed his Intercontinental title, looked at it for a short bit, almost as if he could visualize himself holding that. And now, wait a minute, got caught. Oh, manhandle slam out of nowhere. And, man, it's been a story all night. These veterans of, oh no, Roxanne Perez is back. Perez is back. Becky Lynch just saw her, and clearly Becky Lynch is not going to take too kindly to the assault. Oh no, yeah, we're going to have to get some officials out here, folks. No. Becky Lynch and Roxanne Perez exchanging words, and they're soon going to be exchanging fists if we let this go about. Where the hell is that security that took Roxanne Perez out to begin with? Wait a minute. Oh, a cheap shot by Becky Lynch, and it's on. Roxanne Perez and Becky Lynch going back and forth. There's y'all late. What the hell? A little too late for that, as now Perez and Becky Lynch going back and forth. There is some much deep animosity between these two women. Roxanne Perez clearly, like I said, very incensed, very infuriated with Becky Lynch's actions towards her friend last week, Cora Jade, that being. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to switch gears because we have, I mean, look at the competitors in this match. And yes, this is a Money in the Bank qualifying match. We have a absolute, just, I don't even know, man, star-studded. Yes, I'm even already calling Braun Breaker a star because this man literally ran NXT for 3.5 years. We have a star-studded triple threat Money in the Bank qualifying match here tonight to close our show, folks. 3 men who need it just as bad as the other. Braun Breaker needs it because he wants to make the biggest lasting impression, especially on a night after Wes Lee just took Jey Uso to his absolute limit. But not only that, but Braun Breaker is not one to be waiting in lines. He's not built for that. Breaker wants to go straight to the top. You talk about Drew McIntyre. He's coming off of 2 losses this year to Randy Orton. McIntyre could use that briefcase as leverage against the Viper, or maybe he goes over to Friday Night SmackDown and looks to do the impossible and dethrone the Ring General. Who knows? And of course, man, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. When is Cody going to catch a break? When is he going to catch a break, man? Like, Cody Rhodes, I don't know what to say, man. It's almost like it's bittersweet that Cody Rhodes has a Money in the Bank qualifying match, because the Money in the Bank briefcase is the reason why Cody Rhodes is not the WWE champion right now. Of course, I am referring to, if you don't know by now, I pretty much talk about it every freaking week that we see Orton or Cody. Randy Orton cashing in his briefcase on Cody Rhodes a week before Orton had said he was going to do the honorable thing and, you know, give Cody the heads up, say, hey, I'm cashing in at SummerSlam. I want you 100%. I have the utmost respect for you. All that was lies. Orton cashed in a week before SummerSlam after Cody Rhodes had been in the main event of that Monday Night Raw, had taken quite a beating. And Orton did what he does best, man. He stabbed him in the back, and he took advantage of the opportunity in front of him. I really can't fault him because that's quite literally the whole point of the Money in the Bank briefcase, but I don't know, man. Like, something just doesn't sit right with me, you know, ending a 12-plus year relationship like that and just completely destroying Cody's trust for him. I mean, it's very hard to trust a person like Randy Orton in the first place, but, I mean, you have to look at it from Cody's perspective. Randy Orton really helped mold, you know, the younger version of Cody Rhodes, helped show him the ropes, helped show him how this business is ran and how to rule it with an iron fist one day. And Cody is still looking to do that to this day, man. He had his championship. He beat Roman Reigns last year at last year's WrestleMania. He almost did the exact same thing to Gunther at this year's WrestleMania. Like I said, there's just no telling when Cody Rhodes will finally catch a break. But he really needs it. I mean, he really needs that that long-lasting, you know, meaningful championship run. And it would be probably the best case scenario for Cody Rhodes if he is able to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, cash that in on Randy Orton a year later after Orton did the exact same thing to him. I mean, you can't really write a better ending to that part of Cody's story than that. But Cody's an honorable man. Whether he, you know, has a bitter disdain for Randy Orton or not, I'd like to still think somehow Cody Rhodes would let Orton know that he is gunning for him. Because the one thing that Cody has not done here in the WWE, and that is defeat Randy Orton. Two matches they had. Both times Orton came up with his shoulder in victory. One at SummerSlam, of course. The other inside Hell in a Cell at last year's Clash at the Castle. That was the last time we seen Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton come face to face. Cody Rhodes was on SmackDown for a brief moment there, like I said, when he was challenging the ring general Gunther. After winning the Elimination Chamber, McIntyre goes straight for Braun Breaker, obviously recognizing the threat of the fresh face here on Monday Night Raw. Breaker's, you know, already torn McIntyre's friend Sheamus in half to start his career on Monday Night Raw. And Breaker's had a handful of successful victories as it is already on the red brand. And look at this. Oh my goodness. Dumps Breaker right on his head with a German suplex. All three of these men, like I said, all three of these men want this just as bad. And that's what's going to make this must-watch television, because Rhodes, Breaker, and McIntyre are all going to put it all, are all going to leave it all out in the ring right now, folks. Especially Cody Rhodes, man. You have to believe that he probably feels like this is his last kind of, you know, quickest opportunity back to the championship that, you know, he kind of got screwed and cheated out of. There's now McIntyre, though. Remember, McIntyre actually played spoilers for Cody Rhodes in that #1 contenders match heading into Night of Champions. Cody Rhodes planted Bobby Lashley with the Crossroads, looked to have the match won. He had Randy Orton at Night of Champions for the WWE Championship. McIntyre comes flying, clears Bobby Lashley's dead carcass of a body, and kicks Cody right in the face with a Claymore to steal the pin on Bobby Lashley. McIntyre looking to probably play spoiler here tonight as well, but Cody Rhodes is, you know, he's not going to allow that. McIntyre and Cody Rhodes go way back. They're actually a former tag team together. So believe me, there's a lot of history between those two men. They've also known each other for a well amount of years. And now Braun Breaker, like I said, he's the freshest face in here. I mean, not even 5 years into his career, and look at how much he's accomplished. Cody, oh no, just as I say that, the Claymore strikes, but Braun Breaker, luckily, remember I just said that Claymore hit Cody right in the face last time and sent Cody packing, was looking to do the exact same, but Braun Breaker is the very different factor in this match this time around. Is now look at this. Breaker sends Cody for a ride. And now Breaker takes it straight to Drew McIntyre, one of the best sluggers we have. McIntyre just absolutely being manhandled by Braun Breaker. Now look at this. Rhodes off the ropes, barely grazes Braun Breaker with a clothesline. Oh, gets a spine buster for his troubles. Only a count of one there. As now McIntyre drives that boot right into the face of Braun Breaker. And now what the hell does McIntyre have planned here? Oh, wait a minute. Cody just kicked McIntyre right in the face, and McIntyre just dragged Cody to the outside of the floor. These two are getting ready to duke it out. But Braun Breaker's still in this thing, still fresh as a daisy as well. As he grabs a hold of Cody now. Going for something, fireman's carry position, but Cody's able to escape. Sending Breaker packing now. As he goes right back to work on McIntyre. Like I said, McIntyre has been a thorn in Cody's side for a number of weeks now, costing him an opportunity like going to Night of Champions to finally redeem himself at the hands of Randy Orton. And now Breaker throws Cody back in the ring, and McIntyre fireman's carry to Braun. Breaker face first, as now look at this, Cody Rhodes though. Rhodes tripping off the ropes, but trying to get back into this thing, as now McIntyre is in a bad way. Oh, beautiful disaster kick right to the face of Drew McIntyre. And Rhodes looking for Braun Breaker to get back into this thing. Now face first into the turnbuckle goes Cody Rhodes, as now McIntyre following Braun Breaker to the outside. Breaker's going to introduce a sledgehammer in the equation. And now, wait a minute. Oh, my goodness. Watch out for Cody Rhodes. Suicide dive. Wiping out the Scottish Warrior. And now, wait a minute. A little bit of uncharacteristic team up there between Cody and McIntyre, but right back at each other's throats. And now, wait a minute. Cody Rhodes sends him into the steel steps. And sends Breaker into the steel steps as well. Remember, no disqualifications in triple threat action. Cody Rhodes looking to use this as full advantage. Just launches the steel steps into the ring. Cody willing the fans on. Obviously, the fans always in his support, but McIntyre going haymaker, but no. Double axe handle. Braun Breaker, I think he was looking to cut Cody in half with a spear, but both those guys getting in each other's way. Glasgow kiss right to the face of Mr. Braun Breaker, as now Cody. Wait a minute, off the ropes, ducks the sledgehammer attempt. Cody cutter, Braun Breaker's not there to make the save. Count of two, McIntyre has to kick it too. McIntyre has to kick it too, and that was Cody Rhodes' best opportunity there. And now a DDT. Oh, wait a minute. Got caught. Reverse DDT. Got caught, though, with a military press slam right on that sledgehammer. Right on the sledgehammer, but Breaker makes a rookie mistake there. Rookie mistake by Braun Breaker, not going for the cover. And now McIntyre's back on his feet. And now it's Breaker and McIntyre going at it once more. Just two dogs going to war right now, while Cody Rhodes tries to remember what his name is. Going for a suplex now, but wait a minute. Cody Rhodes able to shift his weight. Goes for the leg of Breaker now. Wait a minute. Send him for a ride with the Alabama Slam. And once again, targets McIntyre. Like I said, Cody's keeping his head on a swivel, man. This is not his first rodeo in multi-man matches. He understands the significance of it. But look at this. Off the top rope with an inverted DDT. And he gets kicked right in the midsection for his troubles. As now, wait a minute, McIntyre, I think he was going to gear up for another Claymore attempt, but Rhodes stuffed it. And now, wait a minute, kick right to the face of McIntyre. Big bulldog. Oh, but gets caught with a boot right to the face. And now Braun Breaker grabbing a hold of that sledgehammer. I think he's going to take Cody Rhodes out with that sledgehammer. Oh, he went to take out the head. Went to take off the head of the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes, luckily. And now, wait a minute. Oh, trips up Braun Breaker. Like I said, very rarely do you see some mistakes from Braun Breaker, but he's making a plethora of them here tonight. Look at this! Off the ropes! A Cody cutter to the floor! Cody cutter to the floor, and Cody Rhodes is tearing apart our announce table now. Rhodes is tearing apart our announce table and gets planted on the outside. This is absolute carnage to close our show, folks. Who's going to Money in the Bank out of these three? McIntyre's going to launch Braun Breaker halfway across the arena with a belly-to-belly suplex. And now Rhodes I think he was trying to get McIntyre on that table, but McIntyre refuses to oblige, of course. Now face first. And Braun Breaker trying to make himself well known in this match as Cody now turns his attention right back to McIntyre. What the hell does the American Nightmare have planned for McIntyre? They're both on that announce table. Breaker, I don't know if he's going to try and play spoiler here or let this go. McIntyre and Cody now going back and forth. And now wait a minute. Oh, Breaker gets... And now look at this off the announce table. No. Breaker gets out of harm's way. Breaker just tripped Cody Rhodes off the announce table. And Cody's not going to take too kindly to that. And now sends McIntyre shoulder first again into the steel steps. And I think Cody just said, hey, you want to get involved in my business? Well, you just became a part of it. He got Breaker on the table now. Oh, no. Breaker, you're going to learn today, bro. You're going to learn today. Cody Rhodes has him up. Brain buster through the announce table to Mr. Braun Breaker. Just got brained by a chair, though, did Cody Rhodes. And now McIntyre with the assault with that steel chair. Breaker's out. Breaker just learned a valuable lesson here tonight, man. Do not get involved in other people's business. Something you learn as a very small child. But clearly Breaker wasn't there for that lesson. As now Cody trying to fend off both men. Breaker throws Cody back in the ring now. McIntyre tried to throw Breaker back in the ring. I don't think Breaker even knows where the hell he's at right now. As now, wait a minute, Cody going off the ropes. Big moonsault, but Breaker able to actually get out of harm's way, it looked like. And Breaker now disrupting the attempt for McIntyre. Belly-to-belly suplex. And caught Cody once again. With that military press slam. Drew McIntyre looks on. Breaks up that attempt. Breaker and McIntyre quickly becoming each other's worst enemy here. As now Breaker sends McIntyre off the ropes. Big Hurricane Rana just plants McIntyre. Rhodes is trying to get back up on his feet. And now send Breaker to the outside. And now it's Cody Rhodes trying to fire back up on this one. Full head of steam. Cody Rhodes flies into Breaker. Grabs a hold of that. Oh, but he gets met by a baseball bat. Cody Rhodes is trying to scratch, fight, and claw his way into that Money in the Bank ladder match. All three of these men are. This has been an absolute car crash of a main event. As now Cody looks dead into McIntyre's eyes and hits him with some body shots, but McIntyre quickly turns the match back in his favor. About to launch Braun Breaker, but no, Breaker gets out now. And now it's Breaker. And now wait a minute, Cody taking on all comers, just dumps McIntyre right on his head. Beautiful snap mirror now to Braun Breaker. And this might be Cody's opportunity right here, man. This might be his opportunity right here. Sends McIntyre into the ropes. What does Rhodes have planned for McIntyre? Both men going to be in a prone position here. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. Look at the strength of the American Nightmare. Just keeping every single bit of 285 in the air. McIntyre crashes and burns. Cody Rhodes goes for the cover. Breaker might want to get back in that ring, and he does. And now wait a minute, Cody Rhodes off the rope, plants Braun Breaker with another Cody cutter. McIntyre can't get to his feet. 1, 2, oh, he breaks the count. Breaks the count once more. And now McIntyre trying to do something to Cody here. gut wrench suplex, butt wrench powerbomb, I should say. And now Breaker taking the attack to Drew McIntyre. Cody Rhodes is a bit worse for wear at this point. McIntyre and Breaker trying to fend off each other. Who's going to get the better end of this exchange? As look at this, a spear out of nowhere from Braun Breaker. Cody's going to want to get back in the ring. McIntyre kicks at the last second. McIntyre kicks at the last second, but wait a minute. Cody Rhodes ducks the attempt of whatever Breaker was going for. Wait a minute, we've seen this before. Cody Rhodes, Tiger Driver 97. That's how he put away Karrion Kross, but look behind you, Glasgow Kiss. Glasgow Kiss from Drew McIntyre to go to Money in the Bank. No, Cody gets the shoulder. What the hell, man? This is an absolute car crash of a main event. I can't really explain it any better than that. As now Rhodes, grabs a hold of the kendo stick. Launches is at Drew McIntyre. McIntyre is out after that. Cody Rhodes was asking Braun Breaker to get to his feet, but he decides to go for McIntyre instead. And now Cody turns his attention to Braun Breaker. Oh my God, Rhodes is fired up. Rhodes is everywhere all at once. And now Rhodes trying to get Breaker back into the turnbuckle, but Breaker turns it around. Claymore kick. Claymore kick to Breaker. Cody's up. Cody's up. Cody's up. McIntyre. Wait a minute. Roll up. Roll up from Cody. Roll up from Cody. 1, 2. Breaker doesn't know where he's at. No. I thought that was it. I thought that was it. Cody Rhodes goes off the ropes. Meets McIntyre with a moonsault. Ducks the attempt of Braun Breaker now. And now, wait a minute. Caught the hands or I can't even talk at this point, man. Cody Rhodes is trying to fend off two absolute monsters right now. As now Braun Breaker trying to find out where the hell he's at. Oh, he's going to be reminded real quick. Cody Rhodes goes off the ropes now. And man, all three of these men are absolutely exhausted, and Breaker is going to plant Cody once more with a third military press power slam. McIntyre is nowhere to be found. Breaker just found himself in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And Cody Rhodes once again facing adversity. One hell of a triple threat main event is what we just witnessed, folks. And we might be looking at the Money in the Bank winner. I don't care who else qualifies. Braun Breaker has just now solidified his legacy, not only by defeating Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre by proxy technically, but I mean, he has to be the new odds-on favorite to win the whole entire damn thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the next time we come through, of course, it'll be Friday Night SmackDown. We got 2 more qualifying matches for the men, 2 more qualifying matches for the women. The field is almost set. But until then, folks, I'll see y'all on the next one.